Hello.
Hi,
Please state your name, occupation, and age.
my name is Jane Taylor. I'm a director of licensing and I'm 43 years of age.
All right. Today I'm going to ask you a few questions about your work and how it's being affected by the coronavirus. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Where do you work at the current time?
So currently I work at Seco, which is a game and puzzle company. It's based in Newton, Massachusetts. And I've been there 7 years.
What do you do at this Seco job of yours?
So I am the director of licensing, which means that I work on the puzzle side of the business. We have a games side as well, which is actually known as Game Right. We actually have another piece of the business called Brain Right, which is more brain teasers and single play games. But I work on Seco side of the business, which is puzzles, jigsaw puzzles. And my particular job is to license the artwork that is used on our jigsaw puzzles. So
You will meet up with Disney or other companies?
I will work with a range of studios. So we currently do work with Disney. We have a Disney license, which enables us to use Disney images on our puzzles. We work with Fox for The Simpsons, Peanuts. But aside from studios, we work with a huge amount of individual artists, photographers, people who create their own images from various things, and I will work with them as well.
How long have you worked here? And did you have any previous jobs?
So at Seco, I've been there 7 years. I did work in the industry a long time ago, probably 20 years ago when we were in England. I worked within the licensing industry for the entertainment company. And then we actually moved from England to Amsterdam, which is when I stopped working and I brought up my 2 children. And then we moved to the US and I started working again here 7 years ago.
How has the coronavirus affected your career?
Well, interestingly, I'm currently working from home, which I think most people are. So that's been a big transition because we are not a company that's set up from working from home. We're a privately owned company. There's 28 of us within it. And like I say, we work in an office. We have a lot of meetings face-to-face with the design team and the sales team. So we're not really set up from working from home. So that's been a big transition. We've all had to get on board with working remotely, having a lot of video conferences, phone calls within the team. However, I have been able to continue to work with artists and the studios. It does seem as though people are still working and creating images, and we're able to still license them, and people are working from home. I would say, do you want me to answer about how it's affected the industry as a whole?
Yeah, how does it affect? Start with your personal side, and then it.
Okay,
And
so they're personally speaking, yes, it's definitely affected just not having that face-to-face contact with people.
Why is this crisis affecting your job and company in a whole?
Okay, so interestingly, a lot of people are struggling. Obviously, the economy is suffering with this virus, with a lot of worry and uneasiness, just kind of personally speaking. Worrying about my own family and everyone's health, and we have family in England and worrying about them. But as a company, it's actually had almost the opposite effect, and we've had a huge upturn in puzzle sales and games. But from the puzzle side, we have seen an absolute surge in demand for puzzles. Obvious reasons. People are at home, people are with family, people are looking for things to do now that there's no school, no extracurriculum activities, no sports. So not only have we seen a huge increase in sales of our puzzles on our website, at Amazon, we've also had the biggest ever orders from our customers, who are the likes of Walmart, Target, CVS, who are all continuing to be open because they sell groceries, but fortunately for us, they also sell puzzles.
Would you recommend buying a puzzle during this crisis?
Absolutely, if you can find one. Yes, absolutely.
Where could they find your puzzles?
They could find them on Amazon, or we also have a website, ceaco.com. Bit of a shameless plug there. And absolutely, we have all sorts of puzzles, kids puzzles, adult puzzles, small amounts of pieces to huge puzzles, and it really is a great way for families to come together when it's really quite stressful right now. So yes, I would definitely recommend it.
What long-term effects do you see on your and your company's career as a whole?
From the virus?
Yes.
I think it's there could well be some layoffs in terms of jobs, even though right now it's keeping us busy. I think in the long term there are going to have to be maybe some cutbacks for companies that could affect me. Hopefully it wouldn't directly, but I think it will also change the way in which we work. I think I travel quite a bit for work. I go to licensing shows and toy fairs and trade shows, and I'm kind of thinking that may not be the norm so much. I think people are going to realize that they can do stuff in video conference. They can talk to people without traveling across the country or even internationally, and a lot of business will be done that way instead.
Is this crisis stressing you or your company out to the extent where work cannot be done?
I would say no. I would imagine for some people it might be stressing them out because they have young children at home. I'm fortunate in that I have 2 teenagers who are very good at looking after themselves and getting on with their own work and creatively kind of finding ways to amuse themselves. But I think for some of my colleagues, they have babies. I think this is a very stressful time for them because they're not only worrying about their own careers and long-term effects of the virus, but they're also having to manage day-to-day, maybe babies or even older people who are obviously at more risk from the virus. And I also think it would be stressing some people out because of the worry about actually getting sick.
Are you nervous for the outcome of this pandemic on your personal life?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, I am. I am nervous. I'm nervous about family overseas. I'm nervous about family right here and friends. And I think we're hearing more and more people who are getting the virus. And I think it would be unusual not to be nervous that you could be affected by that directly.
What about on a professional side?
I'm not so nervous about that. I think personally, personal concerns have a higher priority for me. Like I say, I'm continuing to be busy right now with puzzles and everything that's going on around that. So I think that's going to last a little bit longer. So no, I wouldn't say I'm particularly worried about that.
Thank you for your time. This has been a great interview.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.